It is now confirmed. Lewandowski is going to be out for a total of 3 weeks. Tony Juan Martí has also explained that neither Barcelona nor Lewandowski's camp dare to rule him out for the second leg against Inter Milan. His presence is unlikely, but he has came back before in deadlines in the past, which means that if Lewandowski is going to for sure be out for 3 weeks, that is also 21 days from right now, and 21 days from right now does take us to May 10th, one day before Barcelona face Real Madrid for La Liga. And who knows, maybe yes, Lewandowski could come back before that. He might come back in 2 weeks, maybe in 1 week. We never know, but we have to prepare for the worst case scenario. And Lewandowski is going to be out for a total of 3 weeks as of right now, meaning that these are going to be the matches that Lewandowski will be missing. The first one will be against Mallorca, then Real Madrid for the Copa del Rey final on Saturday. Then we do have a massive game against Inter Milan in the Champions League. Then we do have Real Valladolid away from home, and then Inter Milan yet again on May 6th. Like I have said, if Lewandowski can truly come back before 3 weeks and it goes down to 2 weeks, then he could feature for the match against Inter Milan, which is going to be very important because who knows how that first leg against Inter is going to play out. So it is a little worrying. But here's the thing, Barcelona have scored 15 goals in the 3 matches that Lewandowski has not played in this season. So stats do show us that when Barcelona do not have Lewandowski, this team under Hansi Flick does not lower its performance. We can still score a lot of goals even without our top goal scorers. I mean, like, we're talking about Lewandowski here, somebody who has played 48 matches so far this season with 40 goals and 3 assists, 25 goals in La Liga, 11 goals in the Champions League, 3 goals in the Copa del Rey. Of course, when Lewandowski is there, Barcelona do have higher chances of winning and scoring even more goals, but without him, the stats are in our favor. Barcelona do not lose their high level, and we'll talk about that in just a few seconds. But with Lewandowski, I do think that he has had a phenomenal season, and I do not know if this is going to be the beginning of something new, like in terms of his physical level. Like, are we going to start to see Lewandowski get injured every 3 to 4 months? Who knows? But whatever does happen, I'm glad to say that I have enjoyed Lewandowski's era at Barcelona. He has done a lot, and one of the biggest wins that he has had with us in this season has been the 4-0 win against Real Madrid back on October 26, where he scored 2 goals. He played a key role. Another top performance he has had with us this season was against Borussia Dortmund, which happened very recently in the Champions League, where Barcelona won 4-0, and Lewandowski scored 2 goals and was named man of the match. And so I do want to congratulate Lewandowski for what he has done for us this season. And if it means that we have to go through these next 3 weeks without Lewandowski, then we are ready for it. And I know that these games that are coming up is going to be very important, but we have other players that are ready to take on his role, and we have seen it multiple times. So that is where I do want to talk about how Barcelona perform without Lewandowski and what type of starting 11s have we seen when Lewandowski was not there, because it's going to give us a general idea on what we could see for the next 3 weeks without him. So there has been 3 matches. The first one was against Mallorca back on December 3rd, 2024. Barcelona won 5-1. Lewandowski did not play because he was rested, and in that game we had an 11 that looked like this, with Dani Olmo in the 10 position, Lamine Yamal on the right, Rafinha on the left, and Ferran Torres on the striker position. Our double pivot at that time did contain Casado and Pedri, with our back 4 being Jules Koundé, Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde and Peña in goal. So you can just tell, right, that around that time Barcelona's 11 did look a little different compared to what we have today. Szczesny is now our primary goalkeeper. Marc Casado has lost his spot to Frankie de Jong, and of course everything else is the same. But Barcelona played amazing against Mallorca without Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres was the striker. Barcelona had 60% of the possession, an expected goal rate of 5.09, total shots 20, shots on target 9, big chances 9. Barcelona had no problems creating chances against a big Mallorca side. Another game where Barcelona played without Lewandowski was on January 15th, 2025 for the Copa del Rey round of 16 match against Real Betis. Barcelona won against Real Betis 5-1 on that night. Once again, Lewandowski was not injured, but he was just rested and did not play. But this time our 11 looked a little different. Gerard Martin took over Alejandro Balde's position in this game, with Peña still as our primary goalkeeper. We had Ronald Araujo in for Inigo Martinez. Our double pivot was Pedri and Frankie. This was around the time where Marc Casado was starting to slowly lose his spot. But then we had Lamine Yamal on the right, Rafinha on the left, and Gavi as the 10 instead of Dani Olmo as the 10, and Dani Olmo just pushed up higher to play as the striker. Honestly, having an 11 like this with Dani Olmo as the striker does sit well with me, because Dani Olmo up top and creating those 1-2s with Rafinha and Lamine Yamal does give me a sense of security on completing attacks. But yeah, Gavi was the 10, and in this game Dani Olmo ended with 2 assists, Lamine Yamal 1 assist and 1 goal, Rafinha 1 goal, Gavi 1 goal, and Jules Koundé with another one. We had 69% of the possession, an expected goal rate of 2, total shots 18, 18, shots on target 9, big chances 3. And this whole thing about having number 10s to play in the number 9 position, it is something that we're going to start to see very often for the next 10 years. It's something that is brand new. We are starting to see it with Dembele as the number 9 for PSG. We see it with Dani Olmo sometimes as the number 9. This is going to be for like a whole other conversation. I do want to speak about how number 10s are slowly going to convert into the number 9 position because teams overall just benefit off of players who can maintain possession and overall have the capability of 1v1 situations, which is always ideal to have in your number 9 position. But yeah, Dani Olmo in the number 9 position does work. Another game that Barcelona had without Lewandowski was in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey, once again against Valencia away, and Barcelona won 5-0. Lewandowski was on the bench and did not play. He was rested, and our starting 11 contained Szczesny in goal, backline Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Cubarsí, and Alejandro Balde at the back, Fermin Lopez as the number 10, Frankie and Pedri double pivot position, Lamine Yamal on the right, Rafinha on the left, and Ferran Torres as the striker. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over the past 3 matches without Lewandowski, Hansi Flick has always had a different 11. He was never consistent in terms of who is going to appear and who is not. Very versatile, very unpredictable, very dynamic, but it does give us a lot of choices. We have had 3 different number 10s when Lewandowski did not play. First one was Dani Olmo, then went to Gavi, and then now it is Fermin Lopez. In this match, Barcelona had 77% of the possession, expected goal rate of 2.82, total shots 17, 9 shots on target, and 5 big chances. So out of these 3 possible options, which lineup could we possibly see Hansi Flick use for the next 3 weeks? And I think that the most ideal one has to be Dani Olmo on the number 10 position with Ferran Torres as the number 9. And I say that because Ferran Torres, as he continues to go deeper down this season, is becoming much more effective, more definitive. He can score goals. He is at the top of his game. As a matter of fact, in our previous match against Celta, Ferran Torres scored the first goal and he played amazing, taking down 2 or 3 players, finding the bottom left corner of the net. So we have to exercise this 11 like right now. And against Mallorca, we must have an 11 that contains Szczesny in goal. In the backline, as always, Jules Koundé, Inigo Martinez, Cubarsí, and Alejandro Balde with Frankie and Pedri double pivot, Ferran Torres up top, Dani Olmo number 10, Yamal and Rafinha on the wings. With this 11, we have to put the win in the bag immediately against Mallorca and then rotate to make sure that we are fresh for the final that is coming later this Saturday. But I do believe that Ferran Torres has a huge responsibility moving forward. I mean, like, bro, when Ferran Torres was taken off for Lamine Yamal in the match against Celta, he did look very pissed. Like, he was mad. I don't know if you guys have seen the clips and videos, but Ferran Torres was so mad because he knew that he could have done much more. He scored a goal. He did what he needed to do, but he was pissed when Hansi Flick took him off. And I think that if he's going to be mad like that, I hope that he does translate those emotions to his performances on the pitch, because now it's the real deal. Now you're going to be placed in the 11 only because there is no other option but you. So it is a big moment for Ferran, and I'm pretty sure he's going to want to take it. Ferran Torres so far this season has 40 matches played, 17 goals and 4 assists. I know that on this picture here it shows that he has 16 goals, but the update is 17 total goals. And on average, he has scored a goal every 85 minutes. So he's very effective. He has now scored 10 goals in just 10 starts in La Liga this season. Ferran Torres has also scored 8 goals as a substitute for Barcelona in the 2024-2025 season under Hansi Flick. 5 goals in La Liga as a substitute against Real Valladolid, Las Palmas, Osasuna, Girona, and Celta. In the Champions League, he has 2 goals, one against Borussia Dortmund and one against Benfica. And I believe that he has 1 more goal in the Copa del Rey. So this is his best goal scoring season ever with 17 goals scored, because the last time he scored this much or getting close to this much was back in the 2020-2021 season with Manchester City, where he scored 13 goals. The 3rd best goal scoring season for him was in the 2023-2024 season with Barcelona, which was 11 goals. So I do think that with Ferran Torres being implemented in the 11, we do see a different Barcelona, a Barcelona that is more dynamic, intense, vertically oriented, fluid attacking movements, players who will become much more free to move between the lines. He thrives in attacking spaces. He finishes the 1-2 touches. Barcelona will be much faster in my opinion. One of his key strengths that he does hold is his intelligence off the ball movement, also ghosting into unmarked spaces, pressing high, sprint recoveries, linking the midfield and the attack. He is amazing. I believe that Torres' versatility, it is the cornerstone of Barcelona's tactics under Flick. He has been deployed as a right winger, and when he does, he often drifts inside to link up with midfielders. When he is in the areas of a left winger, he always makes darting diagonal runs to exploit spaces behind defense. But when he is a central forward, he plays off the shoulder of the last defender. So this flexibility does allow Barcelona to adapt to different opponents and game situations. And most importantly, Torres does create movements that creates gaps for teammates like Lamine Yamal and Rafinha to exploit. So we will see a shift in Barcelona's playing style. It's going to be more direct, a more press-heavy approach, leveraging his versatility and efficiency. I really do think it's going to be a fun ride. But like I've said, focus, right? We must focus. We must put our heads down. Even Hansi Flick stated that if we were to win the Copa del Rey later this Saturday, we are not going to celebrate whatsoever. We're not going to have time. There's still a lot of things that we have to accomplish, like winning La Liga, winning the Champions League. There is no time for celebration, even if we win one more trophy this season. And so let me know in the comment sections down below, how would you place Barcelona's 11 now knowing that Lewandowski is going to be unavailable for the next 3 weeks? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.